New and exclusive reporting about a cluster of suspected directed energy attacks that are.
If you haven't seen that whole video, please go back and watch it. It's extremely interesting. And so I want to share my experience with these directed energy devices. I have to be really careful about what I say here, or else it's going to get removed. It already was once. So bear with me. There are groups of us that I believe that have already been exposed to these sorts of experiences, and in particular, there's a group of us who's involved with the Standing Rock movement. And it was around this time that I also had a dream shortly after we left. And this is what I want to focus on as somewhat of a solution to what that video was talking about. So in this dream, I was standing in a concentration camp, and all of us who were there were lined up in a row, and the guards were coming along to each of us, pointing an energy device at us. And that energy device would subdue those who it was used against. But when the guards came to me, I held up my wrists. Both of them have this Thunderbird tattooed on it, which was a symbol that was used heavily during the Standing Rock movement. And the importance of this symbol was the prayer behind it. And the prayer was asking the Wakian Oyate, or the Thunderbird Nation, to protect those of us who were there, who were putting ourselves at risk in order to protect the land, the water, the environment, our treaty rights, and more. So in the dream, when I held up both of my wrists, they lit up, and it naturally nullified the effect of that device that they were pointing at us. And so this really angered the guards. And so they grabbed me and my son and they put us in a padded Humvee type vehicle. They slammed the doors and they powered it on. And this sound attack began. And it was so powerful that my son and I both fell to the ground, and all we could do was kind of recoil on the ground and writhe in pain. And I tried my hardest to crawl over to my son and to put my body over him as a type of shield, but it was still not protecting him. And it got to this point that I thought we weren't going to make it. And it was at that point that I heard my ancestors say, "Sing." And my first reaction was like, this is not the time for that. There's no way. I can't sing right now. No. And they said it again, "Sing." And so I listened to them and I started to sing this song that had so much meaning and power to me. And as soon as I started singing it, that dream ended. And here's what's interesting is that for the whole rest of that day, my son and I both felt nauseous, out of balance, not our normal selves. And so I do believe that there are multiple dimensions. There are parallel realities that exist one over the other, and that in these different realities, especially, we can be affected in our dreams at time, and we can be experimented on. And so I do believe that that is what happened. And I do believe I was offered a solution to some of these attacks. And so the lower level protection would be our tattoos, our markings that are imbued with meaning, cultural markings, ancestral markings, tattoos with prayers. They have power to protect us. And then a higher level form of protection is our voice, our song, which translates to our resonance and our frequency, which is also how we carry ourselves in this world, how we think, how we behave, how we treat one another. This way of resonance and frequency, how we carry ourselves, becomes a natural form of protection in this world. And that comes through our song, how we breathe into this world. And so, as more of these truths begin to surface about what's really happening behind the scene, remember that tattoos are markings of history, ancestry, protection. They have great meaning, and there's a reason that they've been attacked over time and their significance removed or lessened. And it's important to think about how we speak, how we resonate, how our frequency is, how we carry ourselves in this world. So do what you can to protect yourself and Be safe out there.